Hi, I'm Eric Dewey from the Socially Awkward Studios, Science and Beer, and Her Majesty's Secret Podcast, and you're listening to another proud presentation of the Four-Eyed Radio Network. Check out more shows at foureyedradio.com.
Starfleet Escape Podcast. Prepare for launch in 3, 2, 1. Enjoy the ride.
Welcome to the Starfleet Escape Podcast on the Four-Eyed Radio Network, where we escape into the Star Trek universe. This is episode number 61 and is being recorded on February 5th, 2016. Today's topic is 2016 Trek updates.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Ashley.
This episode is brought to you by Revenge Lover, illustration and design that fit your personality. For samples and inquiries, visit revengelover.com.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing today?
Is good.
Pretty good.
So it's been a while since all three of us have been together.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
For an episode. I think this will be a fun one. So why don't we jump into it?
There's a lot of news.
A lot of news, a lot of controversy in the new year.
And if you didn't know, this is the 50th anniversary of Star Trek.
Yes, 50th anniversary year.
Say what?
So why don't we jump into it with Would You Buy It?
Oh, we're going straight into Would You Buy It?
Would you buy it? So Eric, would you buy that?
No.
No?
Why would I?
I
Oh,
tweeted you
come
yesterday.
on.
Did you look at it yesterday when I tweeted you?
Yeah, I did, and I'm like, what? It's another stupid Think Geek thing.
But we love Think Geek.
I would.
Stupid in the way that I love how it's stupid not to buy from them.
Yeah. So Ashley, we discussed this earlier. She said that she would buy it.
I would. But not for that price, though.
And
First, well, Ashley, could you clear something up?
Sure.
What is a maxi dress? What's maxi?
It's
that
just
like a
basically a long dress, and it's more like a cloth material.
Oh.
So, like, you know the other
Like a cotton
dresses that
material,
came out?
Ashley?
Yeah, like cotton material.
Yeah.
You know the dresses that came out?
So
you
the dresses that she's talking about are the TNG style kind of like short mini dress
Oh, yeah.
that
Yes.
came out earlier in the year. Ashley actually bought one.
Yes.
Oh,
I-
yeah? How was it?
I have yet to wear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
But
might
I
do some
bought one.
cosplay later. We'll see.
Oh gosh.
So what we're well, I would buy it for Ashley, I suppose, not for myself. What we're talking about is Picard's painting maxi dress from Think Geek. It's a Think Geek exclusive for $49.99. The description is a captain's painting by Rick Sternbach,
Yep, Sternbach.
and Andrew Probert.
Yep.
Graced Picard's ready room, if you remember that big painting of the Enterprise D in Picard's ready room. And that was there throughout the run of Star Trek The Next Generation and has been reproduced on this dress.
It looks pretty cool.
It's a cool design.
Mhm.
I think the Enterprise D is, like, way too low, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Well, it's not like a T-shirt where you would have it like all up here
Oh,
on the
I
chest
I
area.
understand that, but
Yeah.
it's like all the way down there. Like, you're gonna have people like looking at your feet, going, "Oh, that's a cool starship."
I suppose, yeah.
Well, I mean, I kind of like it, but yes, I agree. I would have the ship a little more upwards towards the stomach region instead of towards the ankles.
Well, so
where
you have less the painting would be smaller if it was higher up, I believe.
True. Maybe they could have used it as a short dress instead. Then it would be more appealing, maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if at least on this woman that's being pictured right now, maybe like the upper thighs, like if the painting was just moved up a bit to, like, I don't know, like more proportionally have it in the middle, I guess, Because when you see someone, it's not like you're looking at their feet,
Right.
Going, oh, wow, unless they're far away, I guess.
I guess.
And I could see this if someone wore this during a convention, no one's going to see that ship.
Nope.
Like with all the foot traffic and everything?
Right.
No. So, I mean, I love the design. I've always loved that painting.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I think it looks great on a dress. I'm questioning the position of the design.
True.
I'm not a fashion expert, but I know what I like, and I don't like that it's at this person's ankles.
I hear you. Something
Unless
that you
you're
might.
on a train, and you're looking down and you're like, oh, nice cruise ship.
Nice cruise.
Nice cruise ship. Well, the Enterprise D was kind of jokingly referred to as a cruise ship before, so
Yeah.
it works out.
It does. Eric, you might be more interested in they're re-releasing the NX-01 model.
You mean the big model?
So like is like the toy from Art Asylum.
I don't need the toy. I've got 2 NX-01 models that I still need to build, so I'm good.
Okay.
Get cracking.
Yeah.
Okay, cracking, Eric. All right.
Talk to me again 5 years from now and see if
We'll
I've
see
still
what-
built it.
Okay. Will do.
This next topic is actually something I wanted to discuss with you, Eric, because we've chatted about it online a little bit,
Yeah, we have.
and I definitely want to get your opinion since you've donated.
Oh yeah, I have opinions.
The possible end of fan films as we know them. CBS Corporation and Paramount Pictures Inc. filed a copyright infringement suit against Alec Peters and his Axanar Production.
Yeah, frankly, I'm not too thrilled about this from a donor's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So, towards the end of last year, Axanar Productions released a financial report to all of their donators. And I think what is causing the big controversy is that Alec Peters and a couple other people on the staff for Axanar Productions are getting paid a salary.
Right.
And
Wow.
I think totally they've made over $1 million with their various Kickstarters and Indiegogo campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going on the record as saying that I am a contributor to all 3 of their fundraising efforts so far. Myself, I've put about $200 into their production, and I have to say I'm quite displeased at this turn of events.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some pretty big group mentality from the Axanar donors group,
Mm-hmm.
and also from Alec Peters himself. It seems like if you're against Alec Peters, you are labeled a hater, and people on the donors group that have any concerns are met with this groupthink mentality where people are saying, oh, well, if you don't like the campaign and if you don't like Axanar, then we'll buy out your pledge if you have concerns about your money. Like other members will buy out
Really?
their... Oh, yeah. It's huge drama on the donors group. And
Oh my gosh.
I've raised some questions on the private donor group. I've said, hey, look, I've donated to this group. I've donated to all the things. Yes, I did get all of the rewards from the very first Kickstarter for Prelude.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I've donated to these 2 other campaigns, most of that depends on if the film even gets made.
Right.
Except some of the physical perks like the patches, that kind of stuff. But, I mean, I went all full in. I want the DVD. I mean, I want the Blu-ray. I want the patch collection. I want all that stuff. And I feel like we've already given our money to your production. The only thing that should inhibit is the physical perk of the DVD if the movie gets made. Then just refund us that. And I asked, I'm like, well, what's going to happen if this lawsuit goes through and Axanar Production is shut down? What's going to happen to our funds? And I was basically told, well, then all the money would be put into fighting this, and pretty much I just got well, you're kind of out of luck kind of response. And I'm not happy with that. Yeah. I paid for a certain product to be made, and yeah, it sucks that they're going through this, legal trouble, but as a donor, I'm not happy that Alec Peters is taking a salary. I get that he's pouring all of his free time into this, but, there was a certain promise made to contributors that this money would go towards an actual production of a movie.
Right.
And that's kind of the silent promise that is with these Star Trek fan films, is that they are not supposed to take a profit from the donations that they receive. And all this social media fallout that happened too. I've seen some very nasty comments from an attitude from Alec Peters on his Twitter to people that raise concerns. And I don't think it's very professional.
No.
And there was a recent interview or comments, an article that came out a couple weeks ago, and I thought his attitude towards other fan productions was distasteful. Like, he's trying to say that his production is going to be so much better than theirs, but at the same time he wants CBS to treat him like a fan production. So he's contradicting himself. He's saying, well, we're so far above these other productions, and we're having professional actors and this and that. And it's completely dismissing the work that Star Trek Continues has done, which they are full actors. Vic Mignogna, the guy who plays Spock, all of them are anime professional voice actors and regular actors. And they've had Star Trek actors on their show. And they've given everyone who's donated, they've been given what they're promised. These episodes are free for everyone.
Right.
Everything has worked out with Star Trek Continues. And, Alec Peters kind of gave this backhanded compliment to them, but it was kind of like, oh, well, we don't want to look like a television production. That's the whole point of Star Trek Continues, is to look like the Star Trek of the 1960s.
Right.
Albeit with updated visual graphics, like the remastered version of Star Trek. And Star Trek Continues is faithful to, like, the sets, the props, the costumes. It looks like what Star Trek should be today. Like, if you made the original series today with today's standards but kept the same production values, that's what Star Trek Continues, and that's what Star Trek would look like today. So to have Alec Peters diss these other productions and try to elevate to this, like, new level, I think it's so disrespectful. And
yeah, because, we've had him on the show twice.
He was nothing but professional, and we were professional, but I see these comments like this, and I start to lose respect for him.
Yeah, because, we've had him on twice, and he's always said that he's not a fan film. He's a independent production. And now, after this lawsuit comes out, he goes to saying that he's a fan film again.
Right, that's the thing. He wants to say that the quality of his show and production values are above a fan film, but on the same level, he wants a fan film style of protection from getting sued by CBS.
Right.
And I think that's wrong. And he's made some grandiose claims like, oh, well, the reason they're suing us is because, we made over $1 million with all of our funding, and now we're on CBS's radar because they feel threatened that we're producing a better quality production than Star Trek Beyond. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Star Trek Beyond is like a $200 million budget film. And, like, I don't care if the story is crap. Like, there's a lot of crappy Hollywood movies that are made for, millions of dollars, but they make all that money back and then some. I mean, like these JJ movies or not, this is the third one in this series, and it's made a bunch of money for CBS and Paramount, and it's brought in a newer fan base for a new generation.
Right.
So
more people are going to see Star Trek Beyond than they will see, or if it ever gets produced, Axanar.
Right.
Yeah. And let's face it, Axanar's story is for the hardcore Trekkie that even knows what Axanar is, who Garth of Izar is, who any of these, like the 100 Years' War, like no one's going to know that except a diehard Trekkie. And the Garth character was in like one episode of the original series. So...
And it wasn't even that good of an episode.
Exactly. I'll be straight. I loved Prelude to Axanar. I have the Blu-ray. There's no doubt.
About it.
Yes, and there's no doubt that yes, there are professional people who are working on this. Robert Burnett, Alec Peters himself, and another thing is that they don't like to talk about is that Tony Todd is gone.
I know.
From this
that was
production.
such a surprise.
And Tony Todd is flinging these things around on social media like, oh yeah, they're so unprofessional. You know, I left because I didn't want to work with some amateurs. He's like, I got some other paying jobs I need to work for. And it was a shocker.
Yeah, and after that came out, Alec Peters announced that he was going to step down and he's not going to play Garth. They're going to hire someone else to play Garth now. Right,
because Prelude to Axanar is a documentary that takes place after the war. Right. So that was the excuse that Alec Peters had of why they're casting a younger actor for Garth, was because like Alec Peters was playing the older version of him for Prelude, and it wouldn't make sense to have him, you know, acting in it when it's 10 years before or whatever. So I thought that was a complete cop-out because Tony Todd called him out. He's like, yeah, you know, Alec Peters is taking these acting classes and blah, 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 and, you know, he's trying to act out against us. And so there's a ton of drama surrounding this. And I almost want to say good for CBS. Like, they're making an example of Axanar. Like, if that's the attitude that Alec Peters is going to take, then, I mean, so be it. Part of me is disappointed in CBS because fan films have kept the Star Trek fandom going, you know, in that gulf where we've had no Star Trek. Right. You know, between Enterprise and, you know, the first Star Trek movie, all we relied on for live-action Star Trek entertainment was fan films. And I would rather have it where CBS works out a deal with the fan community and says, look, license the Star Trek rights through us. We'll help promote your show. We'll make official DVDs. We're going to take our cut. You guys will get your cut, and all will be good. I wish CBS took that stance with the fans, because Star Trek is nothing without the Trekkies that support it. Right. And I've seen a lot of comments where people, like hardcore Trekkies, are saying that CBS is like full of corporate greed and this and that, and why are you training fan creations like this? And people are getting mad at CBS. So I think if CBS doesn't play this right, it could be a big PR disaster from the community. And I mean, I've heard people that are going to boycott Star Trek Beyond because fan films are getting sued. I'm not going to be one of those people. I'm going to see a real production of Star Trek.
Something that's canon.
Something that's canon, official from the studio. And we still have the Star Trek TV series to look forward to in 2017.
Right.
I'm highly excited for that. Much more so than I am now for Axanar. Right. Like, I'm sorry, but I went into Axanar and donating. The only reason I donated was because I had faith that they could produce a quality independent movie. And after seeing Prelude, that proved it for me. So I took a risk by donating to Prelude, but when I finally saw Prelude, that's what sold me to contribute another $100 to their campaign.
Right.
To their next two campaigns. So I'm highly disappointed with the major groupthink mentality of Axanar fans, and like the Axanar Strong and the Axanar Army and all this junk that are totally denouncing CBS and Star Trek just because of this lawsuit. I think the lawsuit is valid.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It's totally valid. And every time Peters makes another comment, it doesn't make me want to support it.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, I kind of want my money back, but at the same time, I want the cool stuff that I was promised, you know? Like, I think those patches are gorgeous. All the other extras that are included, I think, are top-notch. So I kind of want it both ways. Like, I want it to still get made, obviously, and for me to get my stuff. But at the same time, I think CBS has an opportunity to work with fan productions and make it a win-win for both parties. Because if Star Trek says, look, we approve fan films, we approve of fan films, we haven't done anything after all these years, you can still make money, blah, 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 whatever, but if you license it through us, we'll promote you, we'll get official DVDs made and home media made, you know, we'll get it streaming to more places, and it's a win-win for both parties. So that's where I stand with it. I'm completely mixed with this. They can produce a quality movie because they've done it already with Prelude, but at the same time, I really don't like the attitude that is coming from his side of things and fans of Axanar. This isn't what Star Trek is about. It's about coming together. And I really hope they're able to settle things with this lawsuit, but I don't know if that's the case. He's already hired a private firm has come to his defense, so it feels like they're going to duke it out. And if CBS wins, which you know they will, then this might be the end of fan films. I don't know. At least it'll be the end of fan films that make over $1 million in funding.
Yeah, I mean, do you think this will end up affecting only Axanar? Because there's no indication that it's gone past Axanar.
No, I think Axanar is being targeted because right now it's the most visible and most donated campaign. But at the same time, I feel like Continues has probably raised $1 million after all of their funding efforts.
Yeah, but I think, like we said at the beginning, the main issue is Alec Peters and a few other people are making a salary off of the donations.
And that's the thing. I think that is the main crux of this lawsuit. I think that they broke the silent rule, which was you can't make any personal money off of this.
Especially with the donations, right?
Yeah, and it's all through donations. Like, my money went to make a cool movie, not to line people's pockets with money.
Right.
So that's my big issue with it, and it seems that's what Paramount's, CBS and Paramount's issue is with it too.
Yeah.
Because they really were the first one to break that silent rule with fan films. So,
and I think it wasn't until the release of the last
that financial statement.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's great that they're going to be transparent about it, but at the same time, that just bit them in the ass.
Right.
And I don't know. It's because like Axanar Productions, Star Trek Continues, they have their own sets. They have their own warehouse where they film stuff. But that's the thing. They're literally not making any money out of this. This is a hobby for them. They're able to produce amazing content with the money that they're given through donations. And they all have day jobs.
Mhm.
I think Alex's mistake was turning Axanar into his day job.
Right.
And then when you take a salary, because he's got to live too, he broke the silent rules
Yep.
of fan filming. So I'm sorry to go so much into this, but that's my issue with it, coming from the perspective as a donor.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and even on the public fan Facebook page, there's name calling and all this other stuff going on.
It's turned into a huge mess.
Yeah.
A huge fandom mess, and I hate that we're dealing with this on the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. I really do.
Mhm.
I hate that this is taking so much focus from what should be a celebratory year
Right.
of celebrating the fans and the franchise. I just think the timing is horrible.
Yeah.
It is.
So I've said my piece about it.
Well, I wanted to. I mean, out of the three of us, you would be the one that has the most stake in the outcome of it, since you have donated.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm glad to get your input on it. Now let's shift gears.
CBS All Access, it sucks. It
Okay.
sucks as a streaming service.
Yep.
It's trash.
What
There's
do you mean by that?
the video app is horrible.
Mm.
The commercials suck. It stops randomly. Sometimes it stops playing all on its own. Compared to other streaming services, it's trash.
Well, I would hope that they improve it by the time.
Oh, I hope so too. Right now, they're about 3 years behind from Amazon Prime and Netflix and Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get with the times. I will not pay for CBS All Access until they improve their damn app, because, again, it sucks.
Now, do they have a iOS app?
Yeah, it sucks.
Okay.
The player is trash.
Okay.
So, like, the video, is it like their video quality that sucks?
No,
Or is
the
it just,
video
like,
quality is great, but if you try to rewind, you're screwed.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's just simple stuff that Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu have all figured out years ago.
Right.
Their video player is just way behind the times, and I'm not going to pay $7.99 or whatever it is a month for crap. So,
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm on a tirade this episode.
It's okay, Eric.
So
Let's move on. Let's move on to some happier news.
To more celebratory news items.
Indeed.
Yes.
So let's look at some 50th anniversary celebrations.
Awesome.
So Destination Star Trek Europe is set for October 7th through 9th in Birmingham, United Kingdom. It is set to be Europe's biggest Star Trek celebration. Destination Star Trek Europe will offer fans the opportunity to meet the cast and crew, explore interactive exhibits, learn about Star Trek's impact on science, space, and technology, and enjoy parties fit for a golden anniversary.
That's awesome.
Aaron, we should go to this.
This is in Europe. I think our friend Clive may be going to this.
Oh, he totally needs to come on the show after he goes to that, because I need to hear all about this. This sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Sounds better than the conventions I've been to, Star Trek wise.
We only been to one, Aaron.
It's all it counts.
No, oh wow, they're gonna have the Enterprise D bridge there. It's the bridge photo shoot. I want to do that.
Very nice.
It sounds awesome.
We should make a trip.
No.
Aaron, we are already going to Europe.
Not in October.
I know. In April.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we can go back.
Here's one that's probably closer to you guys.
Indeed.
Star Trek Mission New York. So CBS Consumer Products and ReedPop have announced an all-new original Star Trek fan experience set to take place in New York City New York City, of course, being the city that hosted the first Star Trek convention back in '79. One note, this is interesting because Reed Pop is actually the organizer of events like C2E2 here in Chicago and other fan exhibits. I'm actually glad that this is not being run by Creation because they seem to have a hold on fan events.
Right.
So I'm glad that Reed Pop is doing it because I've gone to every single C2E2 here in Chicago that they put on, and they put on a fantastic show. They're super organized. Everything runs great. I think this is going to be a fantastic event. And it's in New York. Fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of Creation, the official Star Trek.
Yeah, now that I dissed them.
In Las Vegas, August 3rd through 7th. It'll be in the Rio Suites Hotel in Las Vegas.
Too bad I cannot. I'm not going to go to this. I will be attending another nerdy convention in August, so I won't be able to make it.
Which one is that? Is that for Power Rangers?
Yes.
How'd I know?
Because you follow me on Facebook.
Because you know Eric.
But no, I mean, of course, the official Star Trek convention, the 50th anniversary edition, that's going to be amazing for people.
Oh yeah,
right.
I'm sure it'll be awesome.
Someday I'll go to one of those.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I didn't really like the convention we went to in Boston was a Creation convention. It was all right. It might have been the venue. I don't know.
Yeah, the one I went to in Chicago was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things.
Right. Next in our little celebrations category here, the Roddenberry Vault is open. It's also called the 366 Project. Every day this year, Roddenberry Entertainment's Facebook page will be releasing rare photos and scripts.
Sounds fun.
It's awesome. I've already seen quite a few pictures that I've never seen before. So it's a really awesome project, and I hope that they collect everything into maybe some kind of book or something.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, definitely. I would definitely buy that because they had some interesting prototypes for what would become the Enterprise that I've never seen before.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And I think the one that they released today was an original slide picture of Spock mind melding with the alien Horda from Devil in the Dark, and it's a different picture than what's normally seen from that episode. So it's really cool.
And sometimes they release more than one a day.
Right.
Yeah. I'm looking at yesterday's one because they number it like 35 of 366 or whatever.
Right.
It's a picture of Gene Roddenberry with an NBC executive from the 60s. I've never seen that before. No one has. So these are really cool.
Yeah,
definitely.
It is.
I suggest everyone go out and check it out, facebook.com/Roddenberry, and view it. So next up, Eric.
This is so cool, and I'm glad I'm actually going to a Star Trek 50th anniversary event. This is called Star Trek The Ultimate Voyage, which is a concert tour that is going around the country all year. I'm going March 19th. It's going to be a super nerdy day for me and my girlfriend because earlier in the day, because it's the same weekend as C2E2 in Chicago. So we're going to do a nerdy convention all day. This concert is at night. It's going to be at the world famous Chicago Theater, and I've seen the promo for it online. Like they have a video of what the concert experience is like. It's a full orchestra doing all of the suites from various Star Trek films and series and while it's happening, they have this gigantic screen that's showing montages and clips from all the different series and movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited for this. And
It sounds fun.
and one of my people that I follow on Twitter, and he follows me back, his name's Bob Repass, and he went to one that already happened.
Okay.
And he said that the music was fantastic. He said that he wished the clips matched up better with the music that they were playing, but he said overall it was a great experience. So I'm really looking forward to this.
Very cool. And they're actually coming to Boston. It was announced March 4th at the Wayne Theater in Boston, so maybe Ashley and I should go as well and see this.
And then we can do a recap.
Yeah, we can all. Yeah, we can. After March 19th, we can all do a recap on our concert experience.
Yeah.
That'd be great. No, I beg the two of you to go to this because I feel that as Trekkies, we need to at least experience one of these 50th anniversary events.
I think so.
Like, because I know I can't make it to any of these conventions that we just talked about.
Yeah.
So unless I go to the Chicago one this year, but no, I think we should all go to this. Really.
Yeah.
The tickets are only $40, Aaron.
Oh, lucky you guys, because like.
Well, they're starting at $40. Let's say that they're starting at $40.
Yeah, because I checked tickets at the Chicago Theater. It's like $80 a person.
What?
For at least for the tickets that I'm getting, because those are the only ones available. So your theater may be different. Again, this is the Chicago Theater, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
But
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. So it's a cool, interesting experience. A big orchestra live playing Star Trek music.
Right.
And Star Trek has had absolutely fantastic music throughout the years.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Jerry Goldsmith, like all of the different composers that Star Trek has had throughout the years.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. And probably the biggest event to happen this year for Star Trek will be Star Trek Beyond. I think.
That's obvious.
Yeah, so some newer news here. The ship that the crew is on after the Enterprise crashes to the planet is the USS...
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler, sorry. If you haven't seen it yet, it's the USS Franklin. And in the trailer, you'll see Spock wearing a Starfleet uniform, and the patch actually says USS Franklin on it.
Yeah, and there's been a new picture that was released of the Franklin, and it's a very small ship.
Small, but I like it.
I like it too, because it's more in line with the Prime universe style.
Right, especially than the cells.
Oh yeah.
I dig the nacelles. They're still blue Bassard ram scoops in the front. They keep their window bridge, but the size of it must only be a couple of decks big.
I think it's 3 or 4 decks at max.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like some kind of scouting vessel or small science ship or something. But it looks more like a classic original series style. The windows on the edge of the saucer, for example, are very reminiscent of the original Enterprise. Mm-hmm. And I like it. I like it very much.
I dig it. I dig the colors. I dig everything about it. It's very cool. And even, they have some detailing on the hull. Well, we can only see the top of it, so we don't know what the underside looks like. But the detailing around the hull is very unique, and I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It's a little bit different patterning than what we've seen on other Star Trek ships, but I still feel like overall the look fits very much in line with the original series.
Yeah.
Where I feel like the Enterprise from the JJ movies, it's like a Mercedes or something. It's like super slick, polished. It always looks new. Where this ship kind of looks dirty and beat up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it makes it look more realistic, to be honest.
Right. When we're looking at the interior of the ship, is a little darker.
Right.
The screen interfaces are different. It's kind of reminds me of the movie era, TOS movie era.
Yeah, with like the monochrome kind of lines and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I agree.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too. I'm
taking it.
It makes me more interested in the movie. Like the ship is making me more interested in the movie.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And something else that's a little interesting. It's revealed that Sulu has had a child, Demora Sulu.
Which brings in the continuity of the movies. Because we saw Demora Sulu in Star Trek Generations. She was piloting the Enterprise B. And we know now, because the timeline has been advanced somewhat, like things are happening in this alternate universe earlier than they were in the original series timeline. So I think it's a great touch.
Right.
And it adds that hint of continuity for the Prime universe.
It's very cool. I think it is something someone would do. They would, take a picture of a loved one and, keep it close to them. Especially since they're on this 5-year mission, he's not going to see his family for at least 5 years, probably more. So it is a good touch. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It's very cool.
And it's an adorable picture.
But I'm more interested in finding out like who's the mom.
Yeah, who knows? Mrs. Sulu?
Or would they kind of hint at George Takei? Maybe Sulu is gay as a character.
Maybe.
Do you think Star Trek would be progressive enough to do that in this movie?
Did he adopt?
Exactly.
I'm going to guess that is going to be a traditional man-woman type of relationship.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there.
That's it for this episode. Thanks for listening.
We'll check you later.
Now, Eric, if we wanted to see you on the interwebs, how would we do it?
Yes, you can catch me on all my social media channels at TrekkieB47. You can also find me at my other podcast at Ranger Command PH on Twitter or rangercommand.com.
Ashley, if we wanted to find you, how would we do so?
On Twitter, I am Little Cute Girl 86.
And if you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Star Trek Ryza, at Nova Charter.
Oh.
So until next time, so as always, a pleasure talking with you, Eric.
Oh, yeah.
Ashley.
Absolutely.
Same.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Track you later.
Live long and prosper.
Peace. All right, but for real, I gotta be
All right. See you later.
You have been listening to the Starfleet Escape podcast on the Four-Eyed Radio Network, where you can catch a new episode every other Monday. You can find us on the web at sfescapepod.com. Follow us on Twitter at sfescapepod. Like us on facebook.com/sfescapepod. And add us to your circle on Google Plus by going to google.sfescapepod.com.